this video we're going to look at inverse functions. We have a couple of examples here. First example, we have y equals 2x plus 1. To do the inverse function of this, it's really pretty simple. We just swap the letters. So in place of y we put x. So x equals, and then in place of x over here we put a y plus 1. So here we've just swapped those two letters, and now we solve for y. So to get y by itself, we'll do a subtract 1 from both sides. We end up with x minus 1 equals 2y. And now we'll divide both sides by 2 to get rid of the coefficient of y. So divide by 2, divide by 2. And we have y equals 1/2 x minus 1/2. And then I'll just swap them around. I'll put y on this side equals 1/2 x minus 1/2. So this is the inverse function of this original function. Okay, we have another example here. On this one we're going to start with y equals 6x minus 3, and we're going to use the same process. So again, in place of the y, we'll put an x, and in place of the x, we'll put a y. Now we need to solve for y. So to get y by itself, I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and I have 6y equals x plus 3. Now we have y has a coefficient of 6, so we'll divide by 6 to cancel that out. We have to do the same on both sides. So we have y equals 1/6 x plus 3/6, which is 1/2. Now I'll just put y over here, just for consistency, not really necessary. Y equals 1/6 x plus 1/2. And that's the inverse function of this original function. Okay, let's do a couple more examples. Alright, another one, we'll do y equals 1/2 minus 2/3 x. This one's got a few fractions in it, but it's still the same process. So in place of y, I put an x, and I'll just move this around a little. Well, no, that's fine that way. 1/2 minus 2/3, and in place of x we'll put a y, like so. Now we need to get y by itself. So to do that, the first thing I'll do is I'll subtract 1/2 from both sides. So I have x minus 1/2 equals minus 2/3 y. Now we want y by itself, so what I'm going to do, I have to cancel this negative coefficient, so I'm going to use its reciprocal, negative 3/2 times that. And if I do it to this side, I have to do it over here too. Minus 3/2 times x minus 1/2. And that equals minus 2/3 y. Well, okay. Minus 3/2 times minus 2/3 will cancel out, just give us a 1. So for here we just have a y. So I'll take the minus 3/2 times x, minus 3/2 x, minus times a minus is plus, so we have plus 3/4 equals y. So this is the inverse of this function. Okay, we'll do one more. On this one, we'll do y equals x squared plus 2. Okay, once again, you know, this is pretty repetitious. We have the same method each time. In place of the y, we put an x. And in place of the x squared, we put a y squared. So this is what we have. Now we want to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 2 from each side. And I have x minus 2 equals y squared. Now, we want y on one side, so we're going to have to take the square root of y squared to get y. And if we take the square root on this side, we have to take the square root on this side as well. So I'll use the square root of this and I'll get y. And the square root of this, x minus 2, plus or minus. And then I'll just reverse it for just to look consistent. Plus or minus square root of x minus 2. And that's it. That's the inverse function for this function up here.